The makers of a new injectable Alzheimer's drug say that in a trial run, it significantly slowed cognitive and functional decline. That's significant. Dr. Salim Sourani joins us live to discuss. Good morning, Dr. Sourani. Thank you so much for being with us. What can you tell us about lecanemab? I think I got it right. What makes it different from other drugs?
Good morning, Barbie. Glad to be here. First of all, prayers for all the people affected in the hurricane path. Alzheimer is a very common disease. It affects 6.5 million people in the U.S. This is National Alzheimer Month. And we know that, it affects usually 65 and above. And if you look at people, especially in the gender women, almost 60 to 70% of them affected are women. Again, it's a challenging condition, and the pathway to getting anything which works has been very challenging. One of the theories is that there is a protein called beta amyloid, which is deposited in the brain, forms a plaque, and that is responsible for causing the Alzheimer disease and memory loss, inability to learn, and shortened attention span and cognitive impairment. They tried, actually, if you remember, we talked in the channel about more than a year ago. There was a drug called aducanumab that was another monoclonal antibody, which actually FDA gave the approval. And some of the people in the panel were not happy with that, and 3 people resigned because they felt that the data was not that good. But again, there was nothing in the pipeline, nothing which was effectively working. So this drug, the lecanemab, it has been designed by Biogen and Eisai. They had a nice trial, almost 1,800 people in the trial, and half of them received the drug and half of them received the placebo. And what they found that it was slowing the disease progression by 27%, which is significant. And this is, I think, one of the first drugs which has effectively shown it slowed the progression of the disease. So bringing a hope. Again, there is a side effect because almost 8% of the people has a very small bleed in the brain compared to 17% in this case, which were not significant in the sense that the bleeding were very, very small, what we call as a minor particular hemorrhage. But main thing is that now the process is that the company is going to try to file an accelerated process for approval because they feel that this is one of the unique drugs which can bring the hope to our patients, and a lot of patients who are suffering. And also there is maybe a lot more which is on the pipeline who may be getting those diseases. So I think that's a very important thing. And then once it is approved, they will go through the regular approval process. So a lot of more people can be able to use the drug as we use any other drugs in the market. So a good hope. And again, the lecanemab is the monoclonal antibody, and it's actually the second one, but the first one which has been very effective. The other one we already discussed about more than a year ago.
And this new drug, lecanemab, is only for people in the early stages of Alzheimer's. Thank you so much, Dr. Sourani, for being with us today. We appreciate your time. You'll be joining us later on in our newscast with John Thomas. Now, if you have a question for Dr. Sourani, all you have to do is text it to the number on your screen. That is 361-855-6397.